Welcome to the AGA Podcast, the voices behind today's grocery industry.
This is Paul DeMarco back with the Alabama Grocers Association Podcast. Today I'm with my friend Mike Hanson at Milo's here at the facility in Bessemer, Alabama. Welcome.
Paul, thanks. Thanks for coming out to our facility. Hopefully we can show you some great things that you haven't seen before.
Well, look, we thought it was appropriate because June is, I think, National Iced Tea Month, so where better to be than here at Milo's?
Absolutely, and it's also our 80th anniversary this year, so we've got a lot to celebrate.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about. That was another reason we wanted to be with you, was the anniversary of the company. So tell us about the history of Milo's and the history of Milo's right here in Alabama.
You know, we're an 80-year-old young startup company. I have been here not the whole 80 years, but I've been here for 17 of those years. So I've seen tremendous growth. Something that I've never seen before in CPG, Paul, that I'd like to share with you, is in the last 10 years, our company has doubled in size 3.5 times.
Wow.
I don't know if any other company has done that. So if you go back to 2014, we delivered about 6.4 million cases. We were excited about that. We were celebrating it. But if you go to the end of 2025, we actually delivered right at 62 million cases. So that's just tremendous growth that we've had. In a short period of time.
And that's across how many states across the nation?
That's all 50 states.
Wow.
Absolutely.
But all start, and that's what I want to get at, right here in Alabama.
All started right here in Alabama. I mean, we go back to 1946. Milo Carlton came home from the World War II. He and his wife Bea opened a restaurant in a Birmingham neighborhood, and their philosophy was simple. They were serving hamburgers, fries, fried pies, and sweet tea. That's what they did. Fast forward to there, the restaurants expanded. His son Ronnie came into the business. They kept seeing people coming into the restaurants. All they were doing was ordering tea. How can we get our tea in more people's hands? So, met as a family, took a risk, as all great entrepreneurs do, did a facility in Homewood, Alabama, and our first gallon of Milo's tea was produced in late 80s and put into the Piggly Wiggly store in Homewood, Alabama. From there, now we're nationwide, about 62,000 locations. And we're in all 50 states.
Well, and I remember going as a very young child and eating at that restaurant where you just ordered through the window and couldn't even sit in there. So
Absolutely.
I remember
I was going to get to that in a little bit, but
yeah.
Absolutely, that's true.
So obviously we drink a lot of sweet tea in the South. So what's the, I guess, little secret sauce to selling it in other places around the country who don't really guzzle tea like we do here in Alabama?
Well, you know, Paul, like I said, I've been here, this company, a long time. And when we first started, we were just going south into Montgomery and different places like that. And they said, it's not going to sell here. That's a Birmingham thing. Well, then all of a sudden it's an Alabama thing. It's like you go to Louisiana and outside that, it's like, that's not going to sell. That just is an Alabama product. And what we've discovered is people love sweet tea. We sell a lot of tea in California, sweet tea, not unsweet tea. And it's that they've never had a good sweet tea. People will ask me when I'm out at retail, what's the secret? What's the secret? What do you use? What's the secret? I said, the secret is what we don't put in the bottle. We don't put any preservatives. We don't put any additives. We don't put any artificial ingredients in there. It's like you would do it at home, just on a much bigger scale.
So tell me this, as you have grown, obviously part of the success of Milo's is the distribution in grocery stores. So you've got a lot of different ways to distribute your product, but you talk about the distribution right there in home with the Piggly Wiggly. So what is, I guess, the importance of the grocery business to Milo's?
Well, it's how we were able to expand so rapidly. Because when I started with the company, we were a DSD company. But that limits you. You can only go as far as your trucks can carry you. So we changed our philosophy. That was one of the first things Tricia did after she became CEO in 2012, is she said, we're going to go into a corrugated box and we're going to go through the warehouse systems. So that's when we went into the wholesalers, the retailers, and it explodes because your only limits there are as far as they can ship it. So as you can get it to them, they can get it to their stores nationwide. So that just opened the floodgates for us. But that also meant that we had to try to keep up our production, which encouraged our expansion further from here. So you got the facility here in Bessemer, and we also have a facility in Tulsa. We have a facility in Spartanburg, and then we have a new distribution center here in Birmingham as well. So when I started with the company and Tricia took over, we had a total of 40 employees. This place ran one shift, 5 days a week. Now we've got 3 facilities plus the distribution center, and we go 24/7, 7 days a week.
Wow. what are the future plans that you can tell us about Milo's?
Future plans are still to grow. I mean, we've got to keep up with the growth. What we don't want to do is ever disappoint any of our customers or consumers. So before we reach somewhere, we want to make sure that we can supply that area. But we're all the way, like I said, in all 50 states, but there's still a lot to expand on the West Coast and in the Northeast. It's just a matter of making sure that we're ready to go and don't disappoint any. Because the worst thing we can do is launch into a retailer, them customer buy the product and like it, and then not be able to replenish it fast enough.
And obviously you got two of the products here with the lemonade and the tea. What else? And are there any future plans for other products?
Certainly future plans. This year, for the first time ever, we did limited time offers. So we started at the beginning of the year with a blackberry tea, and now have launched for the summer and for the rest of this year a peach tea. So I'm sure that we're going to bring back limited time offers next year. There'll be some different flavors, but absolutely anything that fits our really profile, which we stick to, it's really sticking to that all natural, high quality ingredients. Anything that fits that bill, we'll look at producing.
And before we finish up here, and I know you're going to give us a tour of some of the facility, you have been active with the Alabama Grocers Association, very involved in the importance of your involvement for the grocers and for Milo's.
Well, when I wanted to join AGA, I joined and I was a member, and then I was asked to be on the board of trustees. So I checked with Tricia at the time, and she said, I said, it's going to take time. Are you okay with this? And she said, I'm okay with it as long as you do it with excellence. So that's what I've always strived to do, for whether it be board of trustees, board of director, and now VP over the convention starting in 27, is that I'm not going to accept something unless I know that I'm going to do it and do it with the best that I can. And it's great to know that I've got the backing of the organization here at Milo's to say, take the time that you need to do the job well.
Well, good. Well, look, we're glad everything you do to make the Alabama Grocers Association such a great entity. And now, let's go see parts of the facility.
Well, Paul, I appreciate you coming out, and I just want to say thank you to all our retail partners, because we certainly couldn't do it without them. They weren't getting our product into the eventual hands of the consumers.
There, and that's what we're going to see, kind of how you get it from there. So let's go see it.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, Mike, we're about to go into the facility. So tell us what we're going to see first.
What we're going to see first is the exciting part. You're going to see some 20-ounce bottles being filled on the line, and then you're also going to be seeing the actual gallons being filled. So that'll be the first things that we look at, and you'll see how fast that happens.
Okay, we'll look at that first.
20-ounce bottles that you're looking at here, that's our extra sweet product. You're seeing that on the line. Each one of those has been dated. Each one of those will be turned correctly. Then it's going to continue down that line, and you'll see where it goes. It will shrink wrap, will hit it, and then it will go what we like to call an oven, very short oven. And then that'll melt the shrink wrap around it, and then off to be palletized shrink wrap and off to our local retailer.
There you go. All right. Well, we appreciate the tour of the facility today.
Oh, I appreciate you guys coming out.